In a world where kingdoms fall and stars still remember names, this song was forged from magic memory and the dream that refused to die. Welcome to a tale where wonder still breathes. This story is entitled Jess, This Is Not a K-Drama, a timeless tale of love, laughter for Byul created by Pacampara. If this tale stirred something in you, a memory, a dream, or a truth, our Ko-fi, Amazon, and Patreon links are in the description. Support helps us keep writing for you and the ones you hold dear. Before the show even began, Jess lingered in a half-lit studio in the hum of the equipment like a low heartbeat around him. On the wall hung the posters from previous seasons of Byul's Night Flight. Her photograph framed in soft light, arms crossed, chin tilted with that impossible blend of swagger and grace. The kind of image that made you wonder how someone could look both untouchable and entirely human at once. Jess found himself staring too long, lips curving as the thought slipped out in a whisper not meant for anyone but himself. Byul, my cool goddess. A voice behind him cut through the quiet. Yo, what the fuck did you say? He spun, startled. Byul stood in the doorway, headphones dangling around her neck, one eyebrow raised high enough to touch the ceiling, the smirk tugging at her lips, and betrayed the mockery in her tone. Jess coughed, fumbling like a man caught, shoplifting poetry. It was just atmospheric appreciation. Atmospheric appreciation, she repeated, laughter already breaking through her disbelief. She stepped closer, flicked the light switch on, and the room flooded with brightness. You're unbelievable. I leave you alone for 5 minutes and you start flirting with my poster. Just scratched his neck, trying for composure. It's a good poster, you know. Inspiring. Byul leaned in, lowering her voice with focused gravity. If you're going to worship me, at least do it while I'm awake, Jess. The engineer outside the glass chose the exact moment to clear his throat, reminding him and them that the show was about to start. Jess sat quickly, cheeks warm but grinning, while Byul slid into her chair, still shaking her head. Cool goddess, hush, she muttered, loud enough for the mic to pick up when they went live. The drizzle had not yet broken into rain, but the city already smelled like it. Metal and earth rehearsing their duet. Neon signs buzzed to life one by one, humming with their soft electric heartbeat. Just walked down the slick pavement, 2 cups of coffee in hand, his reflection fractured across puddles. Byul was waiting outside the radio station, shoulders tucked into a denim jacket. A cup tugged low, her posture casual but her eyes too alert not to notice him. She cupped her own coffee like a stage prop, but when he held out the second cup, her lips betrayed a smirk. You're bribing me before the show? Keeping you for turning feral on air, Jess replied, tugging the glass door open. Inside, the lobby buzzed with a different kind of life. Posters scrolled on the walls from old programs, their edges yellowing. The receptionist waved them through like regulars at a diner. Somewhere between the deeper building, another DJ's voice boomed with fake cheer through half-open doors. The place smelled faintly of polished damp coats and the burnt toast scent of a vending machine that refused retirement. Byul glanced down, catching the notepad tucked under Jess's arm. She swiped it mid-step. Yeah, Jess. What is this? Chicken scratch hieroglyphics? You planning a broadcast or a ransom note? Jester claimed it with mock dignity. Organized chaos and cues, she chuckled, the sound spilling like chimes into the hall. If you die young, I'll sell it as modern art. Title it That the Man Who Wanted to Be a Front. And the sound engineer was already in the booth, fiddling with the sliders. The studio's air was thicker, coffee beans, static, the faint whir of machines. Just sat, headphones heavy against his head. Byul tugged her chair dramatically closer to the mic, then leaned in, humming just loud enough to slice the quiet. Stay with me, naige daga wadyo. Jess groaned. Really? She smirked. See, you know it. Only because you cursed me with that song when you're sulking, he muttered. But later, when she stopped humming, he realized his lips were already still shaping the line silently. The on-air sign blinked red. Good evening, everyone, Byul purred, her voice turning silk and gravel. You're tuned into Byul's night flight, and across from me, my reluctant co-pilot, Jess, who pretends he doesn't care about K-dramas but has stronger opinions than half the fan forums. Jess cleared his throat. I don't have opinions, I have observations. Byul said, observations like the rooftop kiss and crash landing on you, overrated in 2-stage. The sound engineer stifled the laugh. Byul gasped theatrically. Blasphemy! She slapped the desk. Listeners, do you hear this? He said it's overrated. The console beeped. A message flashed on their screen. Then Jess, told that the rooftop kiss is iconic. It's just jealous can't pull it off. Byul nearly toppled out of her chair laughing. Even our fans know the truth. You're jealous. Jess leaned into the mic, lips quirking. Jealous? No? Critical, yes. You don't need thunder to make a kiss unforgettable. Real ones happen when the sky doesn't care. Her laughter lingered, but his words tilted something under the surface. Byul tapped her pen against the desk, eyes narrowing. Spoken like a man who's never kissed in the rain. Jess' gaze softened, remember catching his breath. Oh, I have. The best ones are unplanned. For a beat, silence hummed like a held breath. Then Byul cleared her throat. Fine, rooftop kisses aside, let's talk tropes about the second lead syndrome. A new text popped up. Wheein. Byul read it aloud, grinning. Just admit it, you're totally the second lead. Always noble, always tragic, always losing the girl. Byul slapped the desk. That's you, the walking umbrella stand. Just chuckled, shaking his hand. Wrong, I'm the guy who brings the umbrella and buys the snacks. Leads, not the second leads. Another ping. Yong. This time, Byul squinted, then cackled. No, he's the Chable heir. Cold outside, secretly writing terrible poetry inside. Byul whisked. Oh my god, perfect. Just pinched the bridge of his nose, lips twitching. Terrible poetry, thanks. Yong, I'll remember that when you cry at my terrible sonnets. The listeners were alive now. Messages are flying. Byul fanned herself like a conductor and said amnesia plots. Lazy, just said flatly. But the tension, Wheein fired back through text, read gleefully by Byul. Piggyback scenes, Byul declared. Jess smirked. Convenient back injuries just waiting to happen. No romantic, Wheein insisted in a follow-up. Love triangles, Yong's voice joined over the line, this time warm and teasing. Jess would never survive one. Jess laughed, shaking his head. I wouldn't waste time competing. I'd tell the truth, then walk away with dignity. Byul tilted her head, lips caught between amusement and something softer. The debate stumbled on, the time skips, the wrist grabs, the hospital confessions, each trope tossed into the air and swatted back with teasing, laughter, or just deadpan dismantling on the on-air light. And it glowed steadily. The rain outside thickened, and the console hummed like a heartbeat. Somewhere between tropes, Byul leaned across the table, her voice lowering. Jess, this is not a K-drama. Jess rose, pressing his hand against the glass divider, eyes heavy with longing, every inch a scene from Goblin, and for a moment the performance bent to the truth. Byul's chest tightened, breath hitching, her cheeks burned before she masked it with a laugh. Yeah, don't do that. He smiled devastatingly in his quiet. What? You wanted melodrama? The silence stretched, thick as storm air, and before she broke, laughter tumbling out, and too loud and too bright. Aish! You look exactly like Gong Yu. I hate that it worked. Just sat down, calm, victorious, without crowning it. Sometimes reality borrows from a script. The on-air light dimmed. They packed up. The engineer shaking his head with a grin. Outside, the rain slanted silver under neon. Byul popped her umbrella, but just tugged it closer, forcing them to shoulder to shoulder. The city reflected in the pavement. Pink, blue, electric gold. See, he murmured, rain dripping from the brim. No rooftop, no camera angle, and just this. She rolled her eyes, but the smile on her lips betrayed her, and still somehow dramatic. Maybe, he said, his shoulder brushing hers, but this time the sky doesn't care. And then they stopped at a food stall glowing against the wet night, and the steam rose from the tteokbokki pots, skewers dripping broth into plastic cups. Just bought two, handing her the hotter one. She blew on it, muttering, "If this burns my tongue, I'm blaming you." Add it to the list of my tragic flaws, she said, watching them and the steam fog her glasses. They laughed, rain dripping steady, the neon flickering above them, and the city didn't cue a soundtrack, but somehow one played anyway. The sound of voices tangled in warmth, unplanned and unforgettable. The epilogue. The rain turned into a mist by the time they left the diner. Four umbrellas collapsing into one as if the night itself had decided to press them closer. The neon from the storefronts painted their laughter in shifting colors, pink, gold, electric blue, like a kaleidoscope spun across the wet pavement. Byul was still teasing Jess about the cool goddess slip, every retelling more exaggerated than the last. Wheein doubled over, clutching her stomach, nearly tripping over the curb as Yong pulled her upright with a mock sternness. Jess, Wheein whispered, "Next time, bring flowers for the poster. Maybe chocolates too." Byul's grin was wicked. Her arm hooked through Yong's. "Forget flowers. I expect a full serenade, rooftop, rain machine, the whole drama package." Jess groaned, but Yong only shook her head, her voice soft but firm. "Don't encourage her." And then after a beat, she smiled bright enough to quiet them all. "Actually no, do it. I want to see him try." Their laughter spilled into the night, unrestrained, carried by the drizzle like a chorus. No one bothered rehearsing. For once, there was no script, no microphone, no stage, just four voices colliding in the warmth, each other's notes belonging to the other. And just thought, as he watched their faces glow beneath the street lights, that maybe this was the only kind of drama worth keeping. Not the one written for television, but the one written in laughter, rain, and the impossible joy of being together. I make these tales and bits of chaos daily for my beloved Byul. If they made you laugh, feel, or even just shake your head in disbelief, hit like, share it with a friend, and subscribe. Let's keep this wild, heartfelt ride going.